Hello, Namaskar. My name is Dr. Reshma Bhattacharjee, and today I'm going to speak to you from a family caregiver's point of view for a dementia patient. My ma is a dementia patient who was diagnosed with mixed dementia almost 10 years ago, and I've been taking the support of care since about almost 8 years now. And it involves like the two CNAs living with my ma in Kolkata all by themselves, and also the household management that comes with it. So I guess I understand the disease a little better because being a doctor myself, I can understand the science aspect of it. But yes, it definitely becomes a dilemma sometimes, battling between being a doctor and also a daughter. But I would say, like, in these situations, whatever I have seen over all these years, and I'm very fortunate also to say that dementia is a neurodegenerative disease and it can go downhill pretty fast, but I have been able to be on top of things for ma, and so I guess I would proudly say that actually the progression is slow in my ma. So it has not progressed that fast as probably it would have been, but there may be many factors around that. But today I'm going to talk about certain aspects of what I do to be on top of things and stuff like that. So the primary thing, I think the question I always ask is, I want to give my ma the quality of life that had she not have dementia, she would have given that to herself. So there would be no compromise on diet, on personal hygiene, on the comfort level at the house, at home. So those are certain things which are very easily taken care of. I absolutely appreciate and thank care for taking a huge part of that household management to themselves. But also I am very privileged that my dad, when he was living, and he saw my mother being diagnosed with dementia, and he used to take care of her and be on top of things, everything. He set it up very well, which I privileged to be able to continue that. The second most important thing is the caregiver. First of all, the choice of the caregiver, because you really have to know what your mom or whoever your family member has the disease, how they would have liked to live, or with whom they would have liked to live. So right now, my mom, for example, she thinks that I am still living with her and I'm still in college and a young girl. And so whenever I talk to care about choosing a caregiver, a CNA, I would appreciate if care knows this, that we would want a youngish girl to live with my mom, so that my mom, first of all, will be very comfortable seeing that young daughter face. And she thinks that, oh, Reshma is right here living with me, because she won't remember their name, but she just gets the general idea that, oh, somebody young like my daughter lives with me. And so what happens is, in that stage, that she actually takes care of the caregivers. She will tell them, like, hey, Why are you not eating? You gave me cucumbers, but why are you not eating the cucumbers also? You also need them. And then there was this CNA with whom she used to oil her hair. My mom used to oil her hair. My mom used to say, come to me, I will braid your hair before you go to college, because that's where she was gonna end her shift at 8 p.m. So those kinds of things that she has to feel included. This is her home. So give her that respect and give her that ownership back, and she will actually love you. So, and all of this environment, this has to be trained in the caregivers, because, and that is a huge part of my job. When one of the CNAs come to take care of my mom, it's for the dementia. It's not like she is not a stroke patient. It's not like there's a RAL tube and they have to feed some food through the RAL tube. It's like you are also being a companion to the dementia patient. You are doing stuff with her, and if you cannot make her comfortable, then a lady of that stature, my ma, how would she be comfortable like doing stuff with you which she likes to have some privacy on? She has never done it. So first of all, you have to be a sort of either a daughter or a granddaughter and find that comfort. So it's not about the work, it's about that approach towards this patient, right? And I tell the caregivers that whenever there is some agitation also happening, it is because, like, not because she is angry on you. She cannot be, because she doesn't remember after 5 minutes, right? It's because, like, on the inside she is probably trying to say something, or she's thinking about doing something which she cannot do now, and this is very confusing for her, because we all think that we should be able to do what we have done all our life, right? And this kind of a failure angers us, and that's the same thing with dementia. They cannot tell you what to do and what not to do and what they cannot do or can do. They just express with agitation. So I tell the caregivers that you have to give some time and have a very calm and quiet environment then, and then after 5 minutes she's gonna forget. So pray for that. Or if it persists, then you have to go to the root cause. You trace back and see what triggered that agitation and get to the root of it. Don't talk back or don't react to that behavior that is showing. Then you go to the root cause. Couple of other things which also helps in my ma's agitation is that ma loves music, and she actually trained me in music, so she knows that Reshma sings. And so what I would do, that I would sing here in US, record those clips in video or even audio, send that by WhatsApp, and the CNAs will play that. When she's sometimes sad or agitated, they will play that and she will sing with me. And then this Rabindra Sangeet, she actually remembers by heart. She will probably not be able to sing them herself, but she is singing the whole Rabindra Sangeet with me. So those are the kinds of things that I will also tell the CNAs that what to play. So because the CNAs also, they are staying with mom, but they will not be able to know what is a calm environment and what is a desired environment for that dementia patient. The family caregiver has to train them. And also I appreciate the caregivers a lot. because I know it's a huge job taking care of a patient, and I appreciate them, and they also get the love from Ma, and that's how it's a cohesive environment, and it's a beneficial for everybody, because the caregiver's point of view also, they are also away from their family, and they are living in a different location in another person's house, and already in sort of confused about what they should do and what they should not. So those are the kinds of things the holistic approach works for my ma, and it can be very family specific, but from the family caregiver's point of view, I think that the easier part is the household management and doing all the stuffs, but also it is very important to give the patient a listen, give them time and be attentive, and not just shoo them away, or just put them in a bed and make them lie down and all that sort of stuff. And so you have to be a shadow to Ma. You have to remind her thousands of times, but don't make her dependent. As you make her dependent, our muscle memory goes away. So this is a different type of disease, and so all those little things, I think I'll stop here, and I may be forgetting many things I wanted to tell, but please reach out to me if you have any specific questions, or if you want to have more further discussion, we can have that. Please reach out to me through Care, and have a good day, and namaskar, goodbye.
Hi, I'm Jaranjan Ram. I am a psychiatrist working in Kolkata. I think dementia is a poorly understood condition, and personally, I strongly believe whatever we can do to spread awareness about the condition will go a long way in helping carers. I'm primarily speaking here as a person who looked after his mother, who suffered from dementia for about 6 years before she passed away at the age of 85, about 2.5 years ago. I feel privileged that I had this opportunity to look after my mother in such a way. And I'm incredibly indebted to Care Continuum for having joined hands in our family's care of my mother throughout this condition. I feel there is very little doubt in the fact that dementia requires collaborative care. And I mean collaboration in every sense of the term. We say that it takes a village to raise children. And my own experience of looking after my mother with dementia reinforced this fact that we are so much dependent on everyone in the community to provide satisfactory care. You need compassionate domestic helps, you need compassionate neighbors, you need compassionate shopkeepers who are all aware that the condition which a person with dementia has is not madness. It is due to the degeneration of the brain, and the person needs good humor, understanding, and compassionate handling rather than harsh punishment, scolding, and rude behavior. The overall environment in which a person with dementia stays has an impact on the mental health of the person with dementia, and if the carers themselves are able to handle the stresses and strains of looking after a person with dementia with a degree of calmness, with adequate rest, with support from other professionals, then their own mental health is much less troubled, they are much less stressed, and that in a way has an impact on how well we are able to look after persons who need our care. Ultimately, we need to accept the fact that dementia is a progressive disease. And therefore, if we arm ourselves with the knowledge of how dementia progresses, then we can prepare ourselves better for the eventual, what I say, fading away of the person and the sadness we all have to accept that the person with whom we are deeply attached is no longer actually the same person whom we have known all throughout our lives. There are some medicines which can reduce the behavior problems, which can reduce the progress, or it can delay the progress of this condition, and we must seek expert help from neurologists, family physicians, or psychiatrists to find out more about what medications can be used, maybe on a temporary basis, so that we can reduce the distress in many people who exhibit symptoms of behavior problems in persons with dementia. My own learning as a carer has been that we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to remind ourselves that we also need help. We are also humans who are trying to look after a person whose intellectual faculties are failing, whose behavior might be challenging. So therefore, we must reach out for help. For me personally, my mother actually died at virtually the end stage of dementia, where she forgot even how to swallow. And I must admit, it was heartbreaking really to see her. And we had all decided that we will not put her through any medical interventions. We would let her pass away with dignity. And I think again, the counseling we received from staff and doctors and everyone at Care Continuum, the help we received, and our own knowledge as a family regarding what are the ultimate outcomes, possibilities in dementia, helped us to prepare for that ultimate eventuality. So in summary, I think I would say that we all need to arm ourselves with the knowledge of what dementia is, how we can reduce our own stress levels, and how we can cherish the moments of humor, fun, grace, while a person is going through this condition. And ultimately, I think we should all strive to maintain the dignity of the human being whom we are looking after. And my plea is that the more knowledge we can disseminate about this condition, more beneficial it will be for all families. Thank you.